Hello. I hope the audio is coming. So hi guys. So no one has joined yet because as usual I'm doing a live stream in the middle of the night because that is the only time I'm free for doing this. Um, so thank you for the 3000 subs. And as usual, if anyone does join, we'll have a discussion and discuss stuff about politics, decoloniality, my favorite subject. And if anyone doesn't join, I'm going to go ahead and start reacting to Sai Deepak's review basically about the movie Kantara in his appearance on the podcast called Vaad, which is probably my favorite Indic podcast right now. And the guy who hosts it, Arihant, is such an insanely well-read guy. And thanks to them for giving me the permission to use their footage to react to, because I didn't want to do it without permission because they deserve all the views. So let's start reacting. I hope someone joins a bit later. And if anyone joins, let me know in the comment section. Let's start.
सब लोग भी पूछ रहे हैं, बहुत लोगों ने पूछा। और वो क्योंकि आपकी जो पहली पुस्तक है मतलब है तो डीकोलोनियलिटी पे ही, क्योंकि एक लेंस है कांतारा मूवी
जी
वो एक तरीके।
Okay, someone has joined. Shrisha Balkur. Hey man, I found your channel recently and I liked your review on Kantara and your discussions in general. Thanks a lot. Where are you from? Chaitanya Bharadwaj. Hello. Where are you from? Let me know. I want to know the different kinds of states and ethnicities and languages I'm having a conversation with. That's so interesting. And it's going to be fun to listen to Sai Deepak's reaction on it. And the very first point that Arihant starts with, saying that it's kind of a film on decoloniality without ever using the word decoloniality. And what I've realized is that I said it, that it's a movie on decoloniality with the decolonial lens on my 1000 subscriber celebration live stream. So maybe I should also sue Vaad now for saying it. I should sue Sai Deepak and Vaad for plagiarizing my idea. But anyway, that is exactly what it is. Arihant gets it, and Sai Deepak obviously agrees that yes, this movie is a textbook decoloniality movie. Maybe the first of its kind. I am from Udupi, Karnataka. Aha. I love Udupi. I've never been there, but I like it for fun reasons. I am from Ghaziabad, which is near Delhi, the NCR region, yeah. How old are you guys? I'm talking to you like you are my age or younger than me. If you all are a lot older than me, I need to speak to you in a different way. Let's start with this interview. Just watch the second part of the conversation. Oh yeah, I haven't watched it. Second part was uploaded just a few hours back, right?
तरीके से बिना लेंस का बोले, बिना कुछ बोले,
जी
इट्स सॉलिड इंडियन लेंस, इंडिक लेंस। मतलब आप एक तो आप इतना बड़ा थ्रेड लिखा आपने
जी।
और जब आपने पहली बार देखी थी तो आप कह रहे थे कि वर्ड्स नहीं है, जो कि सबके पास मेरे ख्याल से सबका एक ही तरीके का रिएक्शन था।
जी।
तो मेरे पास भी नहीं है, लेकिन आपके पास कैसे वर्ड नहीं थे? इतना ब्रिलियंट मूवी कैसे, मतलब आपका क्या थॉट्स है उस पे, कैसा लगा, कैसा?
Okay, let's reply. Ayush Kumar Singh. Brother, why people in today's world are gathering near Gutterwood Shahrukh Khan home? हाँ, थोड़ा तो remnants रहेगा पिछले ज़माने का, upbringing का. और see, the only people who have started thinking beyond the Bollywood or beyond the Bollywood mindset or beyond the Bollywood coloniality are people who have started viewing a lot of Indic tubers. Otherwise, there is not much awareness about these things even in the mainstream. I know a lot of people who are basically indic wingers in their mind, basically right wingers, so to speak. But even they still like Bollywood because they don't know where Bollywood is fooling them. They have still bought into the idea that Bollywood is fine. I'll watch Brahmastra. It's a movie on Indian culture. They have no idea the conversations we are aware of. I'm talking about people basically in their late 30s, mid 30s. People who don't watch a lot of YouTube. They just are very busy at their work, go home and don't follow any politics. Those are the people who are still not at all aware about where Bollywood has been fooling them. I'm 27 years old, 19 years old. Oh, cool. I'm 31 years old.
क्या अच्छा था, क्योंकि मैं ये सवाल इसलिए भी पूछ रहा हूँ क्योंकि आपकी बुक से रिलेटेड है, ठीक है, लेकिन आप एक मूवी बफ भी हो, काफ़ी मूवी देखते हो, आपका नॉलेज भी काफ़ी है, हॉलीवुड, बॉलीवुड, टॉलीवुड, सब तरीके का वुड, तो आप उसके हिसाब से बताइए कि मूवी एक सेक्युलर एस्पेक्ट है कि भाई मूवी का स्टोरी लाइन, बैकग्राउंड म्यूज़िक और वो सब भी है, और एक लेंस है अपना इंडिक लेंस, और एक सबसे बड़ी बात ये है कि उस मूवी में जो देव हैं वो हमारे से उनका बिल्कुल अलग संप्रदाय है। हमारा, मैं नॉर्थ इंडिया में यहाँ पे हूँ, हमारा कोई उससे संबंध नहीं है, फिर भी मैं उससे इतना कनेक्ट क्यों होता, मेरे को वहाँ पे हिंदू यूनिटी काम।
See, I have been apprehensive about talking too much about Kantara anymore because I've already made basically 3 videos relating to Kantara, and I'm afraid that people are going to say, yeah, you got your cash cow, your channel got monetized because of your Kantara review. Now you want to go on making Kantara videos all the time. But there is so much more left to say about Kantara. What can I do? This is one of those movies that people say that, yes, when that movie released, there was so much articles written about them. We are basically, this is my way of writing articles, and I have to get into that so many articles phase because there is still so much left to say that I want to say, but I'm feeling scared to say because people might think that I'm doing it just for the views. But see, this particular point, this Kantara does not seem to me, it never felt like a local movie, a Kannada movie. It felt like it just seems very, it feels like my movie. Okay, first of all, because there's a place called Purulia in West Bengal, and there are some local traditions in there, in those janjatis who do these kind of, they wear face paint and mask and do their dances and songs. I don't even know who their deities are, what exactly their culture is, because we have not had any education about those things. Those kinds of educations have been left for the left-wing academia and for sociologists and for people who regularly go to visit places like Purulia. And interestingly, there's a song called Va Porluya, and we have a place called Purulia who at least visually does the same kinds of rituals. I don't know what's their episteme, but I wonder if there is some connection. I don't want to sound like Vatican was Vatica and all, but the word is so similar, the culture is visually at least so similar, there might be some connections. But my point is, when I made the Kantara review, and so many Kannada speaking people started saying that, yes, I thank you as a Kannada, I thank you as a person from Karnataka, this movie is the pride of Kannada people. That's when it struck me, okay, yes, by the way, this movie is a local movie. And that's what that's the place Bollywood had in our minds for all these years. We didn't think of it as a Mumbai industry, we didn't think of it as a Maharashtra industry, although it's not remotely representative of Maharashtrian culture. But we always thought, yeah, Bollywood movie is Indian movie. And Kantara, even without saying all these things, it felt like that. It felt like, yeah, it's my movie. I'm just watching it in Hindi, so it doesn't even feel like a different movie. And that's why I like that quote by Rishabh Shetty so much. He said that the more local a story is, the more regional a story is, the more universal it is. The moment you try to be a fake person and try to be universal artificially, try to be global artificially, that's when you make horseshit like the stuff Bollywood makes. Let's see some comments. Have you watched Acharya Prashant's video on Kantara? That's the guy who said that it's mainstreaming superstitions, right? No, I haven't watched it. Some people have sent me. I don't want to watch it. What's the point of it? It's so sad to see people still appreciating actors. People should appreciate and celebrate directors like S.S. Rajamouli, Prashant Verma, RRRs, Sandeep Reddy Vanga, etc. I was surprised when JSD reacted to Kantara. Always assumed him to be a bookworm. नहीं, कांतारा तो सबको घर से बाहर निकाल के देखने को फोर्स करेगा. More region is more global. Yes. Let's see what they say.
हम क्यों नहीं कर रही है वहाँ पे? क्या डिसोनेंस है? काफी सवाल हैं इसमें, तो थोड़ा अनपैक करना पड़ेगा.
उस मूवी को देख के मुझे लगा कि मैं इसके ऊपर एक किताब लिख सकता हूँ.
Exactly. There is so much to say about this movie. There are so many layers.
On all the layers that the movie has touched on. But first, let's be very clear. What a movie.
One particular layer I want to also make note of. I know that they haven't particularly discussed it. Why does a movie work? Unless it's just because of a great star or a gimmicky story. So there are small subtle things that a good director will do to establish the story. It includes art directors as well. Why visually it seems that yes, this is all believable, and specifically why Bollywood can't make movies like this. Okay, wait. That is because you have to know the culture inside out. You cannot do just 1 month or 6 months of research and do all these things that Rishabh Shetty has done. Okay, so for example, Rishabh Shetty knows when exactly to tie up his lungi, right, or dhoti. I don't know what that is called. By Bengali standard, it's lungi. Love from Siliguri. Hi bhai. No name কেন একটু anonymous থেকে আর কি লাভ, একটু নাম টাম বলো এবার. So you'll see in the movie that in different points, depending on the amount of tension or whether it's a casual conversation, the height of tying his lungi is different. That's how you differentiate one scene with a lot of tension from another scene with less tension. And that happens to you subconsciously. You are not noticing that, okay, Rishabh Shetty tied his lungi to this side. Okay, now Rishabh Shetty tied his lungi to this side. That's not what you are thinking consciously, but your brain is registering those things subconsciously. And that's how it gets established in your brain that, okay, this scene is a little more serious. Okay, this scene is fun. These are the amazing things Rishabh Shetty has done with his direction.
Be fantastic movie. अभी भी ये थिएटर्स में चल रही हैं. मैंने इसको 2 बार देख लिया है. मैं
कल दूसरी बार देखने जा रहा हूँ.
मैं तीसरी बार देखूंगा. ओके,
I've also watched it 3 times.
एंड मैं लोगों से ये विनती करूंगा, थिएटर में देखो इसको. ये थिएटर का एक्सपीरियंस है. ये मूवी इंडस्ट्री इज बिल्ट ऑन द इम्पैक्ट क्रिएटेड बाय द सिनेमा हॉल. इसको ये रिवाइव कर जाता है. देयर इज अ ब्रिलियंट film critic जो RRR का पागल हो चुका है. मतलब he's from there on he's been watching Tollywood movies and southern movies. I think his name is Gore something, I don't remember. And just search for this guy's review of RRR. ये कह रहा है हॉलीवुड बेकार है. सीखो इनसे कि मूवी एक्सपीरियंस कैसे क्रिएट करते हैं.
Yeah, this is a point everyone has been mentioning. I'll just mention it and say it again, that Americans are very pissed off and sad about their industry, more so after watching RRR, Bahubali, and a lot of them are going to watch Kantara now. It's because the kind of movies they have grown watching up, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, these are the people we know. There are plenty of more heroes like that, Clint Eastwood, etc. from the 60s, 70s. There have been lots of such heroes, and so many feel-good movies where the director, where the hero is nuanced, where they have to make tough choices, but they do the right thing anyway. These are the stories that motivate people. These are the stories that help people to face tough situations in their lives. Not everyone is going to have a very disciplined or a very, let's say, motivating parents. Not everyone is going to be religious. Religious people can get their motivation from their religion. A lot of people read the Gita for motivation, etc. But people who did not have an upbringing like that, for them, movies and books and heroic stories are the way to go. And that's what Hollywood has stopped doing. and that's what Bollywood is now giving to the that's what the South Indian movie industry is now giving to the entire world. RRR is that, Kantara is that. Bro, why some leftist propaganda people saying RRR and Kantara are overhyped? Okay, JSD कौन से YouTube channel के बारे में बात कर रहा है? Okay, I forgot that name. You'll see there's an old guy who does an interview with a woman. She is interviewing that guy, but that channel is basically for that guy. I can't remember. He's an old guy, and you'll see a sort of a board to write with a sketch pen, and that's how they discuss their movies. Chris Gore, yeah. Gore also admires Rajamouli a lot. So leftist people are saying it's overhyped because one, RRR has action which they think is unbelievable. It's not believable, therefore they hate the movie for being not too realistic. But all of these leftists are fans of anime and Japanese cartoons and Japanese thrillers, okay? So it's just a matter of branding. Since Japan has been an economic superpower because they are a vassal state of the USA, so they know how to brand things, they know how to sell things to people. The moment you tell a leftist that RRR is just a live action anime, then they'll say, okay, that's a great movie. Then I'll watch it. If you say RRR is just a feature film, they don't want to see it, then they'll compare it with Gangs of Wasseypur and Satyajit Ray's movies. If you use the phrase live action anime, then they'll say, yeah, this is a great movie inside the genre of live action anime. And well, Bollywood South industry's action scenes, we have always treated everything like live action anime. Bahubali is live action anime. So it's just a matter of branding that leftists buy into, because see, you'll have to always know that the people who hate capitalism the most, they are the people who get fooled by capitalism the most. They are falling prey to the branding that Japan has done. And as for Kantara's criticism, I'm a little disappointed that Kantara has not become an even bigger hit. And I think that's because the leftists very quickly realized that this movie is being appreciated too much by the Indian right wing or the Indic wing. Therefore, we need to reject this movie. Otherwise, they would lap this movie up. If by chance the Indic wing had not liked this movie so much, they would say this is the greatest movie of all time, which it is in some ways. Because there are so many things that leftists always talk about. This is also something I wanted to discuss, but I didn't discuss because people will think I'm making too many videos on Kantara. That, see, poor people of the village are getting oppressed by the police, then their land is being stolen by the landowners. This is a classic leftist trope. They run their academia, their career, their politics all on this one topic. This has been their bread and butter for 80 years, 90 years. So, first of all, they would like it for this topic. Then some leftists would hate Kantara because if Rishabh Shetty's character had gone into a temple and his Daiva's temple and kicked the statues out and said, okay, you didn't save me, I'm going to take matters into my own hands and create a revolution, and exact that kind of the last climax violence had happened, then they would say, yeah, this is a great movie. But because Rishabh Shetty's character went back to his religion, went back to his dharma, went back to his episteme, went back to his beliefs, faith system, for gaining powers to fight this tough situation, that's why they hate this movie. That's why the left hates this movie. But even then, if the Indic wing had rejected this movie, they would like even that, because they would say, this is Dravidian local culture, they are fighting against Brahminical hegemony, and that's why it's such a great movie. And they would see, most Indian leftists are basically white liberals. They would say, yeah, see, there are so many cultures and traditions and namaste. So they didn't get any of that from Rishabh Shetty, and instead the Indic wing is loving this movie so much. That's why 99% of them hate it. Although I've seen one or two leftists like this movie. I have a dear friend who has a graduation and masters from Presidency University in sociology. She has absolutely loved it. She has watched it 2 times. And one Maoist sympathizer, I saw his friend, sort of a Maoist sympathizer, because he won't ever say that he's a Maoist sympathizer, obviously, but he likes all those things. He supports all those people who are Maoist sympathizers. Even he wrote a gigantic Bengali review of Kantara saying how much he likes that movie. Yeah, Brahmin versus Mool Nivasi. Okay, let's see if there are some more comments. Did you watch the movie The Watcher? No, I haven't seen The Watcher. Bro, those who are hating RRR, they just don't understand symbolic significance conveyed by... Yes, they don't understand the symbolic significance because they don't know what those symbols are. I have to make an entire video just because of Rajamouli's grasp of symbolism. There are hundreds of symbolic meanings from Ramayana. Yeah, Ramayana, Mahabharata, he throws the wheel and it hits NTR. Shravya, I mean, you have a point, but on special occasion, the fabric used is silk. It is referred to commonly. Okay. My friends say that Tumbad was better than Kantara, though he liked the movie. I have not watched Tumbad. Okay, let's get on with this interview.
He said the last time the movie experience was recreated by Hollywood was when Avengers Endgame में सारे पोर्टल्स खुलते हैं और सारे लोग आ जाते हैं तो ऑडियंस हर थिएटर में चिल्ला रही थी बिकॉज दैट it brings out a different experience altogether. And he said, I saw better reaction for RRR.
Yeah.
And he has not seen Kantara yet.
Yeah, I want to give you this particular experience I had when I was watching Kantara for the second time. There was a guy who was sitting in front of me. In the entire cinema hall, that was just the one guy who was going on rocking his chair for no reason. He probably has ADHD. And so he's a very fidgety person basically, and I could not say anything to him because I was so pissed off with him that I would end up giving him some gali or being too rude with him that why the fuck are you doing this, etc. Now, he went quieter and more still after in the second half, and in the last 20-25 minutes he was completely still. That's when his rocking stopped in the entire movie. That shows you what the movie did in the climax.
ये देखेंगे तो पागल ही हो जाएंगे.
मतलब रोंगटे खड़े हो गए.
And when I was watching it in Bangalore, and this was fairly an elite crowd जो देख रहा था, सबने हाथ जोड़ लिया उस 15 मिनट में. जो पुलिसमैन का रिएक्शन होता है ये ऑडियंस का रिएक्शन हो चुका था. बहुत कम लोग थे जिनके आंखों से आंसू नहीं निकले थे. Okay? So my request is please watch it. It's once in a lifetime experience, and the first watching itself is brilliant, and that experience can never be recreated in the second and the third time.
Yes.
So you have to watch it the first time.
और ये लैपटॉप पे देखने की गलती मत कर देना भाई.
फ्लाइट पे मत देखो, OTT पे मत देखो.
Yeah, my girlfriend is doing a PhD in USA, so she hasn't watched it yet because the Hindi hasn't reached USA, I think. At least not the state she lives in. So I have told her that at least watch it once in the cinema hall first, then watch it. We'll watch it on Google Meet together when it comes on Amazon. I think it will come on Amazon because KGF is in Amazon, so maybe Homebale will sell it to Amazon, I guess. So this at least for the last 20 minutes, it's impossible to get that feeling in a laptop, no matter how good your headphones. This is not a audio quality issue. This is a visual issue. That's the only reason I watched it 3 times. Because I know once this movie goes away, I'll never see this experience ever in my computer. And this is only the second movie in my life which I've watched 3 times. I watched Interstellar 3 times, and I've watched Kantara 3 times, and I'm broke right now. So that's why I'm not watching it for the 4th time. Otherwise, I maybe would have. Your thought process is so refreshing. Thank you. Ashok Gazula, where are you from? Let us know, and let us know your age also, so that I can speak to you that way. Especially your take of leftism, depending on the tribals versus authority. Yeah, laughed out loud. I work in films surrounded by these likes. Yes. Even Hindi cinema was rooted in our culture long time ago. Remember the first proper movie in Hindi was on Raja Harishchandra. Yeah. We have been gradually uprooted from our roots.
देखो OTT में बिल्कुल ही देखना मत. ये मूवी और 6 महीने चलनी चाहिए. भारत के हर प्रांत में इसको जाना.
It should run for another 6 months. Why isn't it doing a little more better? I think just because the leftists are wholesale rejecting this movie and basically boycotting this movie without saying that they are boycotting this movie.
चाहिए. Because you see, now I'll come back to your point, which was
Okay, another point that why its budget hasn't been recouped as much as I thought it would. I think Wikipedia is still showing that it has done about 290 crores. That's because remember how less the ticket prices were in the first 2 weeks, even in Hindi. When I watched it for the third time, that's when I paid about 250 rupees. Okay, that was in the second last row. I always watch it in the second last row, not in the last row, because otherwise it seems like I'm watching a TV. It's so far away. But when I watched it for the first 2 times, I paid just 99 rupees. I don't know when the hell have I last watched a movie for just 99 rupees. That's why the recouping budget has been so less, because the ticket prices have been so low, because the cinema halls didn't realize that people are so interested in this movie. Otherwise, the numbers would be much higher. So the low recouping budget is not because of less people saw it. It's because of so less the ticket prices were so less. Even Hindi cinema, yeah. 43 worked in. Okay, hello sir. Worked in Bangalore. Sagar Shetty, hello. I like how much you have been debating the Navarasa supporters.
जिसने भी इस मूवी को पहली बार देखा, ट्विटर पे मुझे कमेंट्स आए थे. It connects to your portion on nature in the first book. कि इंडिजिनस कम्युनिटीज का जुड़ाव क्या होता है भूमि के साथ, अपनी धरती के साथ.
Yeah, this is basically the point why it seems like Rishabh Shetty might have even read India That Is Bharat. And if he hasn't read India That Is Bharat, that is even a bigger bigger telling of things that, see, some people still today in India are so rooted that they don't even need a book like India That Is Bharat to get them back to have a decolonial lens. They have basically a decolonized lens. They were not even colonialized in their minds to begin with.
Said that we are not the land, I mean we are not the people of the sky, we are the people of the earth. ये मेरा लाइन था जो इन्होंने कहा कि this we realized when we watched this movie. You don't need to be from coastal Karnataka to be able to relate to this.
Yes.
आपने अभी जो कहा कि मैं नॉर्थ से हूँ इसलिए मेरा ये नहीं है. नॉर्थ मोनोलिथ नहीं है भाई.
हाँ बिल्कुल नहीं है. बट इतनी दूर होने के बाद अब यहाँ पे जैसे हिमाचल में,
हिमाचल के लड़के मुझे लिख रहे हैं
बिल्कुल
that this is like all our devtas.
बिल्कुल.
I know this value.
See, I'm not from Himachal, I'm from Kolkata, and I have been born and raised in a communist family, so I don't have a place for puja in my home. I've never attended a puja in my entire life in 31 years. Not even in Durga Puja and stuff. I just go to look at the idols and come out. I've never attended an Anjali. But even then it connected to me just like as if it's my movie, it's a movie from my locality. It did not feel a movie from Karnataka. It did not feel like a movie for just the believers. It's so universal. Absolutely, I'm one of those guys. Have you watched Gadura Gamana Vrishava Vahana? I am going to very soon, but first I'm going to do the review of the songs. I have been blown away by the songs because so many people have recommended the songs. I'm listening to the songs on loop right now. Thank you for your analysis, Sai Divya S. Absolutely love your thought process and the way you explained the songs and music aspects of it so beautifully. I think points in your video is enough to win the case. Yeah, I hope they win it. In the heading of this video, start the title with the word Kantara. That is Kantara movie. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do it after the stream ends.
Thank you so much. Now मैं जाना चाहता हूँ वापस अपने गांव and मैं जाके वो देखना चाहता हूँ now. So there is so much to it. And two, the way the filmmaker has made fun of the cracker ban, astounding. और अभी आपने अगर last 3-4 days देखा है, ट्विटर पे इनके ऑफिशियल हैंडल से होमबड़े फिल्म्स व्हिच हैज इफेक्टिवली मेड द मूवी फॉर हैप्पी दिवाली वो उन पोर्शंस को चुन रहे हैं मूवी से जहां पे मजाक उड़ाया जा रहा है गवर्नमेंट का क्रैकर बैन पे. ओके
या ऑन द डे ऑफ द दिवाली दे रिलीज दैट वीडियो ओनली द मेकिंग फन ऑफ द क्रैकर बैन.
यही होता है.
और भी काफी चीजें हैं.
So Hombale is pretty clear where they stand on this issue.
मतलब उसमें
they're taking a side. I like that they're not pretending to be neutral.
जो एनवायरनमेंट है, कितने सीधे लोग हैं.
थैंक यू आइंस्टाइन.
चीज़ों से, लेकिन जब मतलब ऐसा
No, I'm
raw
not
emotion
religious.
है कि जब आप देव के ऊपर आप उनके
I just have respect for it.
उनके आप उनके खिलाफ बोल भी दोगे तो एकदम से ट्रिगर,
एग्जैक्टली
वहां पे कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं है.
अब जाके आप
Yes, no compromise, and I want to reply to this. Yes, I love GGVV, and I watched the trailer. See, I've been pretty disappointed with the Kantara reviews because everyone I've looked at, every reviewer is giving away the entire story. What's the point of it? And I was discussing it with a friend. I was making her listen to the reviews so that I explain to her what the vibe is and what people are saying. And when I'm watching it with her, all of a sudden I'm seeing that they are giving away the spoilers, giving away the entire story. But then I realize a lot of people do watch movies that way. They listen to the entire story, then they go to the theaters. I hate to know anything about the story. I just want to get a basic vibe, basic topic, very, very rough gist. And that's the exact kind of trailer that Garuda Gamana Vrishava Vahana has. I have no idea what the movie is about, but I really liked the trailer, and I liked all the scenes. I liked the vibe, I like the camera work, colors, everything is brilliant, the music is brilliant. I'm going to watch it just for that. I don't want to know the story.
आप इनसे बोलो कि हिंदू धर्म में कोई ब्लास्फेमी नहीं है,
हाँ,
बोलो आप,
हाँ,
ठीक है, लपड़ पड़ेंगे. That's exactly the reaction.
मतलब वो
there.
देखता नहीं है कि पुलिस है, केस होगा, ये नहीं.
उसने
That
बोल
is
दिया
raw.
जाके पुलिस को
हाँ.
कि तुम हमारे देव के बारे में बात करो, क्या बात कर रहे हो. He doesn't even care for the state.
Yeah.
ये हमारे ऊबर रिलेटेड,
वो तो ये कहता है ना कि तुम बताओगे हमको कि कहाँ तक बाउंड्री है.
Exactly.
तुम बाद में आए हो.
तुम बाद में आए हो.
हाँ.
The point that dharma and these communities have existed way before the so-called nation state is the point.
हाँ, ये
Yes, that dialogue by Rishabh Shetty is so powerful that हम तो यहाँ पहले से थे, तुम कहाँ से आए? How are you even expecting that we will ask for permission from you? Who are you? You just came here a few years back, few decades back.
तो कॉम्प्रोमाइज हम क्यों करें? आप सोचो कि आप हमें कैसे अकोमोडेट करोगे. That's exactly the point. So you don't look at their understanding. उनको क्या 295 है पता है, 153 है पता है, nothing. He is basically saying
वो एक डायलॉग है ना कि यहाँ पे इंक्रोचमेंट क्या है, अप्रोचमेंट, अटैचमेंट नहीं, इंक्रोचमेंट.
He says I don't care for all this. ये हमारा है. But and the best part of the movie is he almost took it on the lines of ये अल्लू अर्जुन का जो मूवी आया था दूसरा, ये
KGF.
No, Allu Arjun ka where he's shown as the guy who was actually cutting trees and all that. That recent movie I didn't watch. Pushpa.
अच्छा.
Okay. Pushpa के डायरेक्शन में ये अपने कैरेक्टर को पहले लेके जाता है. Where he's shown as killing animals, destroying nature. फिर बाद में
being a pervert.
Exactly.
Kind of.
Everything that is going against the tradition of his father and his grandfathers and his entire community. His mother is killing him, or rather she is beating him constantly for killing boars. Saying, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's why the leftists have had no problems with Pushpa, because I haven't watched Pushpa, but there was probably no faith angle to the movie. That's why leftists have had no problem. No, I haven't watched Tumbad, and please make a video on Jalpesh Mandir. I don't know what the issue is. I'll check it out. Are you an atheist? I'm not an atheist anymore. I was an atheist until a few years back. Then I became an agnostic until 2018, and now I've read enough of Sri Aurobindo, especially the book Life Divine, that is. Now I know what being a believer means as a Hindu, and I know how that is different from being a believer in an Abrahamic faith. And see, every time when you have these religion versus atheism discussions, there's a very basic problem in the premise itself. When an atheist is asking an Abrahamic person or a Hindu who is not that clear of his episteme, that why are you a believer, they mean that do you believe in a God who is sitting up in the sky and taking notes that okay, you did these things good, you are going to heaven, okay, you did these things bad, you are going to hell. That's not how the concept of God works in Hinduism. As far as the concept of God as described at least by Sri Aurobindo, based on his readings of Vedas, Upanishads, I'm very fine with it. I do believe in that. And interestingly, I had a conversation with a pro-free market economic right-wing friend of mine, but who is an atheist. So he hates everything about BJP's Hindutva side, and he says that the day BJP stops playing religious politics, he will be a very happy BJP voter. So I discussed religion with him and God with him, and he says, see, I don't believe in God. I believe there is a higher power, there is a higher consciousness or energy that takes care of things. And I said, that's what Sri Aurobindo has written based on the things he has read in 6,000-year-old texts. So he says, oh, this is not a Western concept. So that was another moment I realized that, yeah, Sri Aurobindo's ideas, the ideas of Vedas have been so filtered down by, especially by white liberals, and distributed among the whole world, that a lot of Indians don't know that these concepts are our concepts, which are being now resold to us. Which is why, see, at the end of the day, if people believe in those things, that's great. I'm just saying, as a Hindutva guy, as a civilizational Hindu and a political Hindu, that no, I want credit for those. I want people to know that that idea has come from here, from our culture. You are not going to sell it to me now. आपको नहीं लगता ब्लास्फेमी जैसे कॉन्सेप्ट को प्रमोट नहीं करना चाहिए? Could you elaborate on that question? Who do you mean is promoting blasphemy? Movies are the greatest tool of bhagwa pilling. Movies are more impactful than a book. Yeah, absolutely. Bro, I want to become film director like SS Rajamouli. I am 18 now. Yeah, pick up your phone and start shooting things. Write scripts and download any video editing software. DaVinci Resolve is a free software. That's where I edit my videos. And start making short things, 5-minute, 2-minute micro short films. Then make about 10-15 microfilms. Then look for a bit of budget. Get some of your rich friends or ask some money from your parents. Make a 15-minute, 20-minute short film. Send it to different film festivals. These days there are film festivals in every alley. There are countless film festivals. No matter how bad or good a film festival is, every short film gets viewed in some film festival or the other. Send some of your short films to any film festival. At least those where ones where the entry is free. And then you can use those to ask for bigger budgets. Or if you have the experience of creating those micro short films and short films, you can actually ask a big director to let you assist them. And if you assist them, you will learn the craft. And when you are in your 30s and mid 30s, you can ask for sit down with any producer and ask for a budget for a full-fledged feature film.
We worship this thing, and last में ये change हो जाता है.
शुद्ध.
Exactly, he's saying I've been cleansed. He doesn't even touch alcohol when he enters the landlord's home. He said, मैं शुद्ध हो गया. He's making the point very, very clear. And then he's saying the forest spoke to me. Some people may think it's a change in consciousness, but believers will say, बस take it literally. यहाँ पे आप बैठ के psychoanalysis मत करो वेंडी डॉनेगर की तरह. The belief is, not the belief is, the reality for the believer is that it speaks. Anyone who has actually witnessed any of these events will know what it does to you. I was telling this to someone. There's a brilliant Bhagavati temple in Kerala. It's Chota Nik.
Yes, why do you need a different or that fake universal explanation for everything? Why do you have so much disrespect for the believer? Why can't you take what he's saying on his words and face value? But what about ideas? How can I get ideas? Suggest some books, See, if you don't have ideas, then no need to make a movie. You'll get ideas anyway. Keep viewing these topics, or whatever wrong or right thing you see around him, you can make a movie on that. And especially on micro short films, you don't have to get into too many elaborate things. You can pick up small things, small nuances or small good things, small bad things in people around you, in characters around you, in your neighborhood, and make a movie on that. Give a spin on that, make a fiction out of that, or depict exactly what you saw. At least you'll learn the craft first of all, the technical side of it. How to get a script done, how to explain that thing to the actor, how to ask a music director to make a music exactly what you want, which you think is ideal for your short film. You learn those conversational skills, management skills, people skills, how to explain to people what you exactly want from them, the actors, music directors. You'll have to do all that if you're the director.
छोटा निकर भगवती, whenever possible, आप जाइए वहाँ पे. वहाँ पे क्या होता है, वहाँ पे जाते हैं जब when people are afflicted by lots of things which goes into the realm of metaphysics, we think of it as ghosts or whatever it is. तो वहाँ पे ना पेड़ पे बहुत सारे कील मारे होते हैं, which is to
Yeah, ये घोस्ट से याद आया. Some people were saying that Kantara is a horror movie, which it isn't.
it's a sign of cure or whatever it is. वहाँ पे एक पूजा होता है, it's called the कुर्ती पूजा, जहाँ पे कुमकुम is seen as a reflection of blood. I think it's seen as indication of blood. तो जब ये पूजा होता है ना, those people who have come there for cure, उनका reaction ही अलग level का हो जाता है. ये human reaction नहीं रहता है उसके बाद. What they do is absolutely, it's got absolutely nothing with their physical abilities in the real world. They end up becoming capable of something really supernatural. And as a when I was in my 9th standard, in my first Ayyappa Diksha, my only Ayyappa Diksha so far, unfortunately, I went as part of the temple tour. मैं अपने पिताजी के साथ गया था, मैं बैठ के वहाँ पे देख रहा था. My father was like, बच्चा है, I don't know what he's going to do, how is he going to react. I liked watching it. मैं अच्छे तरीके से देख रहा था. I can see all these things. So when I watched it, when I watched the movie, this entire thing came back to my memory. So this is not belief for people like us. चारवाकस कैन ऑलवेज से ये रैशनल नहीं है, इसका एक रैशनल एक्सप्लेनेशन होगा, ये सुपरस्टिशन है, इसका एक साइकोलॉजिकल ये होगा. People who believe in these systems see this as a reality, literal reality. And for him to have presented, Rishabh Shetty to have presented this with such confidence,
Unapologetically.
मतलब there is
no compromise, nothing,
no doubt
at all. You know what
मतलब
is,
he's not even for 1 second there is another view.
Correct.
Okay, there are some interesting questions here. Do you know any book on British conquest of India? I'm not interested in historical. I'm more interested in history of warfare. How did 40,000 people conquer 40 crore people? I don't know if you're talking about the British or the Islamic invasions, but the British invasion, British colonization was enabled by a lot of Hindus, richer Hindus who had a say in the matter basically. Because they saw British invasions, British colonization as a way to stay alive in the face of Islamic invasions. Okay, which is why a lot of people say that Jadunath Sarkar was a stooge of the British. That's because Jadunath Sarkar was very clear on this matter that yes, British colonization saved Hindus, saved Hindu Bengalis especially. Otherwise, Islamic conversions and invasions and brutalities, mass murders were going to go on and no one would have been able to stop them. So, basically, Jadunath Sarkar is saying that yes, and a lot of Hindus of those times, basically like people like Jagat Sheth in Baharampur, near Palashi, the place where Battle of Plassey happened. These people were of the opinion that, okay, let's collaborate with the second enemy to for now prevent the immediate enemy who is killing all of us. At least the British are not trying to kill us. They did not know that the British were also going to destroy us epistemically, try to destroy us epistemically. But being alive is the first priority. Epistem to baad mein dekhenge. So that's why 40,000 people were able to colonize 40 crore people. JSD proudly बोल रहा था ना, ब्लास्फेमी है इंडियन सोसाइटी में. माँ वो कह रहा था कभी कभी JST ऐसी बात करते हैं ना, मुझे डर लगता है कि ये इंडिक विंग कहीं टिपिकल राइट विंग ना बन जाए. सी Sai Deepak's argument is very clear that he's saying for now we need a blasphemy law because otherwise Hindus have absolutely no recourse, because the state is not going to protect you when someone comes to juda your sir from your tan. So for now it's just a weapon that we have. We don't need to have it forever for rest of the eternity, but and he has not said that we need it for the rest of eternity. He's saying at least now we don't even have a weapon to at least counter their disrespects to our cultures, which is what his view on reservation is as well, that for now we need reservation. Maybe Narendra Modi himself can appeal to the people that if you are actually financially not backward, then give up your reservation on your own terms. But if you take away reservation from people who are actually poor and from lower castes who have been historically oppressed, then you open the door for even more conversions and proselytization. So these are all stopgap temporary solutions. Same thing, Amazonian shamans and even North American shamans say the same thing. The forest spoke to me, yes, they are all soil worshippers, mountain worshippers, nature worshippers. That's what pre-Abrahamic faiths all over the world were. Abrahamic faiths were born in deserts, so they could not have been worshipping the nature. They are not going to worship the sand, right? The book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, and Joseph Murphy's Power of Subconscious Mind all seem like they've stolen from Raja Yoga Sutras of Maharishi Patanjali. Yeah, they might have. On Islamic invasion, I got book written by Sir Jadunath Sarkar. Yeah, Military History of India. And there is another book called Warriors of the Steppe. This is the best book.
That there can be something doubtful about it.
ये नहीं कह रहा है कि he is not presenting the narrator's opinion कि ये कुछ और भी हो सकता था, nothing. He's saying this is the case. But you know, the most underrated portion of the book, of the movie, is the portion which does not involve Rishabh Shetty. I'll tell you what. The exchange between the landlord and his cousin Guruva in the car. जहाँ पे ये कह रहा है, ये देव बात कर रहा है कि तुम बात कर रहे हो. देव कितनी देर रहेगा, बाकी टाइम पे तुम भी होती हो. The how it affects the performer saying, जब मैं वो पहनता हूँ मैं बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. He is very clear about it.
Yeah, the guy who played Guruva, his expressions, man. He has, see, Avirup Basu, the Bengali film director whose post went viral, because he said he hated Kantara. He said that it's a loud movie. I know all his criticisms are bullshit, and he didn't even elaborate why he has those opinions. He just gave some opinions. Anyone is free to have opinions, and I'm free to call his opinions bullshit. But my point is, not for one moment I did not feel Kantara is a loud movie, okay? I don't like loud movies. That's why I even liked Kashmir Files so much. And a lot of people have said that they didn't like the background music of Kashmir Files, but I absolutely loved it. Kashmir Files' background score is very minimalistic and is very intelligently applied. The same melody repeatedly comes sometimes with the cello, sometimes with the piano. That's the kind of movies I like. That's basically the Netflix originals genre. Netflix had a distinct filmmaking and film production style, which they screwed up after they entered the Indian market because they gave some stupid guy the duty of handling the Indian market, and he has been making all sorts of crap. But even Sacred Games is actually pretty good. I don't like any other Netflix India productions, but Kashmir Files is exactly what the people of the film buffs, or basically the non-mainstream film viewers of the world like today. Kashmir Files did not get the credit it deserves just because it spoke the story they didn't like. Otherwise, filmmaking wise, Kashmir Files is very appealable to those people. And so coming to minimalistic productions, that's what I like. Kantara is not minimalistic, but it's not loud. It's not Hindi serials, it's not Bengali serials, it's not Rohit Shetty movies. It's not South Indian masala movies, okay? I don't know why he finds that loud, but even if I concede that, okay, the rest of the movie is louder than the Netflix originals or whatever Avirup Basu directs, which is very minimalistic, very slow burn kind of gradual build up stories, no background score or minimal background score, those kind of things. But even then, inside that so-called loud framework, there is this character and acting skills of the person who played Guruva, and that is not loud. He says and does explain so many things with just his eyes and his facial reactions. That is so brilliant.
That portion is crucial because ये हीरो के मुंह से नहीं आ रहा है, ये किसी और के मुंह से आ रहा है. और जब हीरो इसको रियलाइज करता है फाइनली, the best reaction was not from the villager to the policeman, his mother. उसकी आंखें चमक जाती है. Finally, my son has found.
Yeah, his mom's reaction really strikes hard. That, okay, the woman whom we have been used to being only angry all the time, she's pissed off with someone or the other all the time. Now she is happy. Now she is feeling a joy in her. That was so starkly explained with that one expression.
The family's true calling, which is what he should have done from the beginning. इतने सालों से इसको मार के मैं जो सिखाने की कोशिश कर रही थी, देव ने इसको एक ही झटके में सिखा दिया. And the entire village rallies. कोई डर नहीं रहा है, कोई चौंक नहीं रहा है. It's only veneration and worship. और वो
It's all bhakti,
वो बोरिया लेके
no
रहता है
horror.
और गिविंग द पफ्ड राइस तैयार रहता है बिकॉज इसे मुझे भूख लग रही है, वो खिलाने के लिए आ जाता है. That is the kind of passion with which it must be presented. I fell in love with the movie. There were lots of caste layers also, by the way. ये इसके घर में घुसता है और वो लैंडलॉर्ड के घर में घुसने के बाद जब चला जाता है फिर से अपनी गांव की ओर, तो पीछे छिड़काव होता है. ओके, वो एक दिखाता है. नाउ leftists might say this is the difference between Brahminical Hinduism and non-Brahminical Hinduism. Wait.
Yeah, I actually missed out that it's a caste layer. I thought it's an economic status issue because I thought that servant is also inside the home. Then my sociologist friend with whom I watched it for the second time, she explained to me that, oh no, this is a caste issue because maybe that guy was a Brahmin but poor, therefore he was allowed to go inside. So that's how Rishabh Shetty is very open and unapologetic about the mistakes of those days. And he's even critiquing the caste issue as well.
Wait. जब पहले the procession starts, so there is a bhattar, which is a priest, a Brahminical priest, and the landlord, जिनसे permission लेके ये procession शुरू होता है. Okay, this is the procession before the policeman stops them. तो ये प्रोसेशन, उसमें आप देखेंगे ये पूछ रहा है, जो देव शुरू होता है प्रोसेशन से पहले, इसमें विष है या अमृत है, ये सवाल पूछता है. सो ही इज आस्किंग द लैंडलॉर्ड हु इज द कस्टोडियन ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर ट्रेडिशन एंड ही इज आस्किंग द ब्राह्मणिकल प्रीस्ट बोथ. So to show that there are two streams of thought always. Similarly, there are two landlords. One protects the tradition and the other is compromising on the tradition. Similarly, another sensitive aspect. His friend is Bulla, who is a Muslim. जब ये भूतकोला,
yeah, the things Sai Deepak just pointed out, I didn't even understand that. I had to understand that from Sai Deepak's explanation. He needs to become a film reviewer. The landlord was not even a Brahmin. He ate meat of all kind. I'm not sure. Yeah, he may have been a Kshatriya, right? From Kshatriya who used to be a king and then became a landlord. That might have been an issue. And I have heard that there are many meat-eating Brahmins, but even then, that person is not a very good guy. So he might have been a Brahmin who eats meat just because he's a bad person. That might have been the angle over there.
हो रहा है, ये टीका लगा के वहाँ पे खड़ा है. इसके पिताजी भी इसके साथ काम कर रहे हैं, right? Abu, that fellow, is also working with them. And finally, Abu takes along with him all of those who come and say Salam Alaikum. जो अंदर आते हैं उनको लेके ये चले जाते हैं.
I like this angle because I think this was Rishabh Shetty's way of paying respects to the actual nationalistic and patriotic Muslims we've had and we have in the current day as well, like Dr. Faiz Ahmed Faizi, Amina Ansari Begum, Khalid Beg, people like those that see, people associate Muslims with human bombs all the time. So here's a person who is blowing himself up along with the haters of a culture and civilization and blowing himself up to save the local Indian traditions and cultures. That's how he reclaims that idea as well. Congratulations, brother. Your video art very interesting and insightful. Thank you. I really enjoy and learn from them. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Are you an upper caste? No, I'm a Vaishya.
So he's trying to show that in the same so-called identity groups, there are different streams of thought possible. So leftists are trying to show that this is typically the fight between Brahmins and non-Brahmins.
ये तो वो भी बात आ रही है कि भूत को.
Yeah, this is another factor why leftists should have picked this movie up and promoted this movie all around, that this could have been their movie. They only hate this movie just because indie wingers picked this up and propped it up so much.
कुल जो है वो है ही नहीं.
है ही नहीं.
जो ब्राह्मणिकल हिंदुइज्म है उसका पार्टी नहीं है.
Right. That's why he effectively then merges it with that song Varaha Roopam. शुरू भी उसी से करता है, अंत भी उसी के साथ करता है. What these leftist idiots will never understand is that the representation of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva is a representation of tattvas. शिव तत्व होते हैं. Similarly, you have energy in its 3 different forms: creation, preservation, and destruction. Now, therefore, every deity, local deity, can be mapped onto each of those forms. You get what I'm saying? आप महाराष्ट्र जाइए, अहमदनगर डिस्ट्रिक्ट, जहाँ पे शिरडी है. शिरडी में खांडोबा एक deity है. Khandoba is typically the deity for the pastoral grazers and all these people. Khandoba is seen as a representation of Dattatreya and therefore is seen as a representation of Shiva. ये कनेक्शन होता है.
ये है, ये तो हर गांव में
है. तो you go.
Yeah, this concept of every deity being a representation of another deity, roop of another deity. This is how different cultures are saved and made to. And that is how we are able to live with so many different cultures. We don't have to eliminate one for the sake of the other. We can just accommodate them all. And that is what happens in polytheistic traditions. Remember when Alexander came to India, he decided that, yeah, Krishna is just a version of Hercules. And which is why when the temples of Al-Lat, Al-Manat, Al-Uzza were being destroyed in pre-Islamic Arabia, when they were being destroyed by the newly created Muslims, they were saying that Al-Lat or Al-Manat came and hid in the Somnath temple. That's why they destroyed Somnath temple so many times, because they wanted the gold. They wanted to destroy the temple because it has an idol. They also were pissed off with Somnath temple because they had heard as a Lokakatha that Al-Lat and Al-Manat might be hiding in the Somnath temple. How you see Satyajit Ray, the legend, his many story shows that he's like the Indian culture. He liked the Indian culture, especially the Upanishads, Veda, Yoga, etc. But he's leftist. I think he was right for that time. I don't think he was right for that time. No leftist is ever right for any time. And he wasn't exactly leftist. He was, I have heard that he used to like to read the Anandabazar Patrika, which is basically a very congressy newspaper, used to be, at least in those times. So he was basically a Nehruvian sort of a person. Raja Ram Mohan Roy's vibe. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was also apparently well read in Upanishads and Vedas, but he hated those things. So Satyajit Ray might have been also of the opinion that, yeah, we have some great nice culture, but it has made us a weak and invaded civilization because of casteism. So screw all these things. Why most of right-wing Hindus are Brahmins? I don't think most of right-wing Hindus are Brahmins, but the more important point is that most Brahmins are not really right-wing. Most leftists are in fact Brahmins, okay? And Narendra Modi is not a Brahmin, and these Ram Sena Sangathans and Bajrang Dal, these are entirely OBC run organizations. Correction, Bulla is not Mohammedan, son Abu. Yeah, perhaps that maybe Sai Deepak understood it wrong.
Go to Andhra Pradesh. There are two, let's say, warrior deities, female deities, Samakka and Saraka. Ultimately, हम इनको शक्ति के साथ merge कर देते हैं. ये कोई ब्राह्मणिकल कॉन्स्पिरेसी नहीं है. ये तत्वों को deities के साथ मैप करने का हीरोथीज्म है.
This is Brahmanical brilliance.
This is Vedic brilliance. Not even Brahmanical. This is
no,
Vedic
because
brilliance.
they are using that word.
They're using the Brahmanical brilliance, which is to say, हम एक larger picture को भी create कर रहे हैं, या फिर उसकी existence को हम, let's say, prove कर रहे हैं without killing local identities.
That is basically forging the unity without destroying the diversity.
This is unity in diversity.
This should be the way forward for our civilization.
Exactly, and that's how the civilization has been created.
Yes, unity in diversity does not mean you forget all cultures. It does not have to be a monochromatic, black and white and homogeneous one kind of a thing. Abrahamic faiths and Marxists, because they are also engrossed in the Abrahamic episteme, they don't understand these things, that you can actually have plural views and be united anyway because of common customs and cultures and traditions and common belief ways and systems. They think the only way to unity is one idea or one god or one Marxist proletariat dictator. I thought Nehru was from a Kashmiri Brahmin family, right? I don't know that.
हमने हर सूत्र को like a fabric आपने जोड़ के इसको आपने एक क्लॉथ बनाया है, और ये क्या कर रहे हैं, हर धागे को खींच के they're effectively ensuring that the tapestry unravels. That is the difference. We are trying to create unity, but you're calling us divisive. Whereas you're the one who's effectively saying that this identity must prevail over the other and it must kill the other. That's your problem. You don't understand the brilliance of Hindu Dharma. You don't understand the brilliance of Sanatana Dharma. We have decided to create all these identities as one. We are saying, लड़ने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. किसी को किसी चीज को छोड़ने की जरूरत नहीं.
Yeah, that is why polytheistic traditions have never had any fight with other polytheistic traditions. Warfare has just been for economic purposes, and Arthashastra, if you read Arthashastra, Chanakya has written pages after pages about explaining to kings. It's a manual for kings, Kshatriyas, right? That what are your first duties when you invade a land? Your first duty as a king is to go and learn the traditions, take part in their culture, go to their processions, and take part in every festival. There is no question of destroying any culture. Okay. Then I'm reading a book by Nihar Ranjan Rai called Bangalir Itihash. The foreword for that book is written by Jodhunath Sarkar. So Nihar Ranjan Rai, that book is about the ancient era, not the medieval Islamic era. So he writes that in those days, when one king invaded another king, on the ground level, there was absolutely no change in the lifestyles of the common citizens. Why is that? No one gave a crap about which king came and invaded which king. It was only a matter between the king, his soldiers, versus another king and their soldiers. They will fight on the battleground. End of story. बाकी जो जिंदगी चल रहा था वही चलने वाला है. Oppressive kings अगर आए तो that's an economic problem, and then that oppressive king gets kicked out by other kings or by his own people. But there was no gigantic complete shift in their belief systems, cultures, traditions, etc. That's the thing of polytheistic traditions, and that is why see, China has always been an ancient civilization. We have been an ancient civilization. Why have we never had one single war or any significant war with the Chinese civilizations? They never had any enmity with us. We are just nearby. Their travelers have come here. Do you think it's because of the geography? No. If people could come from Arabia to here to fight, why couldn't they come here to fight? Our problems with China was born the moment they became communist. Otherwise, historically, we have never had a fight with China. How come you are doing the stream this late into the night? Because my sleep schedule is upside down. Because I'm a music composer and I have to do these live streams, and my room is not soundproof, so there's no point in me staying awake during the daytime. Abo is fire, rage equal to Veerabhadra of Daksha Yagna, and Rampa is Kamade and Rathi Tattva. Okay. Devendra is non-veg. Shiva hunted wild boar and given to boss. There he urges next time tried here. Yes, and there might have been an angle of Nandi and Bhringi as well, because he is Shiva, he goes up to Kailasha with Leela. Those are the angles as well. Only with acceptance can come diversity and thrive. Yes.
आप करते रहो. अगर आपको लगता है कि इस देव के लिए मांस देना जरूरी होता है, नॉन वेज देना जरूरी होता है, या टॉडी देना जरूरी होता है, I'll show you any number of Brahmin families from the south.
Right.
Tamil Brahmin families, जिनके कुल देवता जो होते हैं, they will be मांसाहारी देवतास. So there is a deity called Ayyanar. It's a Gram Dev.
I don't know when Satyajit Ray has said anything pro-Hindu. Okay. I personally haven't read it. I'm not challenging you that, no, you don't know, I know. I'm saying that I haven't felt anything like that. But whatever he may have, that's the standard religious believers of religious believing Hindus even today. That's a distinct section of Hindu Bengalis who are religious, but they don't think that anything bad ever happened with Hindus. They don't know that history, and they don't believe that there is an issue about Hindu survival. That's the only thing I'm critiquing Satyajit Ray about. Is tradition of baul singing still prevalent in Bengal? Yes, in the villages it is. भांजे मूत्र विसर्जन के लिए नींद से उठा और फोन चेक किया तो देखा तुम्हारा स्ट्रीम चल रहा है, अब देख रहा हूँ. हाँ, गुड, थैंक यू.
Ayyanar is seen as another form of Ayyappa, and is also seen as another form of, I think, Shiva. I could be wrong, but Shiva. Okay. So meat must be chadavaphied. Similarly, alcohol, toddy, must be chadavaphied. कोई कुछ नहीं कहेगा. अब ब्राह्मणों कुछ भी हो, आपको जाके वहां पे देना पड़ेगा. The priest will not be a Brahmin. In some cases it might be, in some cases it might not be, depending on what the temple is. Doesn't make a difference. This is the paddhati. उसमें कोई let's say छेड़छाड़ नहीं हो सकती है. So Kantara was brilliant according to me.
And I want to tell this person, no name, I'm responding to you, okay? So, in the issue of religious Hindu Bengalis who don't identify with the ideas of the Indic wing today, that is not a new phenomenon. Satyajit Ray was also a part of that phenomenon. So was Raja Ram Mohan Roy, because he at least said on paper that he has read all Upanishads and stuff. But although Rajiv Malhotra says that he probably hasn't read or hasn't understood any of it, he was just name dropping. Because that continuum of thought still continues to this day. Who is the core Trinamool supporter? Core Trinamool supporters are not Marxists and atheists at heart. Trinamool was essentially the Hindu party, people who are pissed off with CPM because of their violence and stronghold of every institution, and also their rejection of religion. All the religious Hindu Bengalis, which there is a huge number of, Bengal is very Hindu, they are all voters of Trinamool today, all Trinamool leaders. All of them donate lakhs of money to local temples. Just a few months back, I went to the local Tripura Sundari Mandir for the Shraddh of a friend's husband, and I saw so many structures erected in that temple financed by the local Trinamool MLA. Okay, these guys are all religious. So being religious or not religious is not the issue. They are all believers in Hinduism. They just don't think that there is any conflict that threatens Hinduism. They don't think there is any question of Hindu survival, and they don't know what Hindus have faced in the last 1,000 years. That's the only difference.
Me and the way,
just like Congress used to be the Hindu party in Kerala, CPIM is the atheist progressive leftist party. Congress is the party of the Hindu believers. That's what Trinamool is in Bengal. We just need to have a conversation about whether you think there is a threat to Hinduism or not, and do you even know what Hindus faced in the last 1,000 years? That's the only issue in Bengal.
The sanctity of dharma is used to preserve nature. कि आपने वराह रूप को एक let's say एक जंतु के साथ आपने अच्छे से let's say टेलीस्कोप कर दिया ताकि लोग उसको बचाएं. And forest को बचाना कितना जरूरी हो जाता है. So they will depend on the forest for livelihood, but they will not desecrate it also. That is sustainable development.
नहीं, इसमें तो मतलब जो आपने कहा ना कि आप जैसे दारू भी चढ़ाते हो, आप मांस भी चढ़ा सकते हो, लेकिन जो चढ़ा रहा है
Moha Moitro's favorite argument,
उसको कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. तुम कौन होते हो बोलने वाले? यही तो कांतारा का है.
Correct.
कि तुम बाहर वाले कौन हो? हमारा देव है ना.
Correct.
तुम कौन हो? हमको ऐसा महसूस होता है हम कि देव बोल रहे हैं, हमको नहीं लगता है. तुम कौन आते हो बाहर वाले? तुम्हारी भी अपनी पद्धति है, तुम अपना चलाओ.
And you should
yes, why does Hinduism need to be the reform project for the entire world, for all other religions, for all missionaries, for all leftist academics? सारा reform सिर्फ हमको ही करना है. There every character portrayed with Shiva's Tattva circle, right? Mahadeva blacksmith is supreme power, okay. Wild boar represents, yeah, nature, ecology, agriculture, prosperity, yeah, and inner conscious, yes.
watch Rishabh Shetty's. See, I don't think you understand Tamil, so I'll tell you what happened in his Tamil interview. Okay, so the best part is, ये कह रहा है जब ये भूतकोला होता है, जातियों की जितने भी डिविजन्स होते हैं सब बेकार हो जाते हैं, सब वहाँ पे एक हो जाते हैं. So he's explaining that. दूसरा वो ये भी कह रहा था, तो तमिल इंटरव्यू में the interviewer being a typical revisionist idiot, वो कह रहा था आपने वराह रूपम वो सॉन्ग इंट्रोड्यूस करके इसको हिंदुत्व की ओर आपने इसको धकेल दिया.
अरे हाँ.
Yeah, what the Tamil interviewer has done, according to Sai Deepak, is exactly what Anandabajar Potrika also did, okay? So, when I asked my grandmother to watch it with me, that's the first time I watched Kantara. And she was saying, what movie is this? I've never heard of it. She reads newspapers all the time. She said that she has not heard about the movie. There has been absolutely zero promotion, no talk about the movie in the Bengali newspapers she reads. And then after watching it once and after 1 or 2 weeks, she said that she has finally read a review about Kantara in Anandabajar Potrika, and she said that, I didn't read it myself, but she said that the review has been actually critical of Kantara. The reviewer has said that there's a very religious angle, and they have criticized the movie for having a religion angle or a very political Hindu angle. So Anand Bajaj did not talk about or promote the movie because Hombale Films didn't pay them any money to do some promotion. But when they did write about the movie, they criticized the movie, and then they also brought up the Vararupam plagiarism issue. So that has been the coverage of Kantara in places like Bengal and Tamil Nadu. Murali is Vishnu, lastly his administrative government.
हाँ, एक रिव्यूअर ने भी लिखा कि हिंदू मेटाफिजिक्स है।
ओके, तो वो कह रहा है ये मेरा कल्चर है, ये हिंदू कल्चर है, इसमें हिंदुत्व नाम की कोई चीज नहीं है, बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे दिस इज हाउ हमारे धर्म का मतलब फैलाव हुआ है, वेयर हमने लोकल को ग्लोबल के साथ जोड़ा है ताकि दोनों के अंदर कोई अंतर विरुद्ध ना हो. एंड ही इज क्लियरली मेकिंग दैट पॉइंट, एंड ही मेड दैट पॉइंट सो ब्रिलियंटली, एंड ही आल्सो सेड ठीक है. Then this fellow tried to corner him on the caste politics. Then he said, what about jati and all that, because there is an Adivasi who was not allowed. So he said, past में mistakes हैं और अच्छे भी हैं. आप सिर्फ mistakes को क्यों highlight कर रहे हैं? जो अच्छा है उसको भी तो highlight करो. और जो mistakes है उससे ये सीख लो कि आगे इसको repeat नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन जो अच्छा है उसको भी आप tradition को आगे लेके जाओ. आपका प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आप मिस्टेक्स को एक्सक्यूज साइड करते हुए आप पूरे जो भी अच्छा है उसको भी आप छोड़ रहे हैं. व्हाट अ ब्रिलियंट आंसर दिस फेलो.
Yeah, it's like my hand got amputated because of an accident or because of my own mistake. Maybe I was drunk driving and now let's commit suicide because I don't have my hand, or because my hand went bad because of a mistake. Now let's kill the entire thing. That's the argument of leftists. The History of India has told, yeah, that's a legendary book based on Islamic invaders, yes. But I think this book is obviously a very big authority on this topic, but for Islamic invasions, I think R.C. Majumdar is the best source. By the way, there is an interview of the person who does Panjuli Kola in Bombard cinema, okay. He has said himself that this is Hindutva. The leftists are trying to make Hindu Tattva as something else.
Fellow didn't know how to respond to it. He clearly said, in my father's generation or the generation before that, there used to be certain practices. But you come to my generation, ऐसा नहीं था, तो वो हमने छोड़ दिया है. तो जो हमने छोड़ा है, इसकी बातें क्यों नहीं करते हैं आप?
Yeah.
And ये हंसते हंसते जवाब दे रहा. He was not even aggressive. Brilliant. I think Rishabh Shetty.
और सबसे बड़ी बात ये है कि उस व्यक्ति ने
Let's answer some questions. Tejasvi Gangaya. Very happy to see your channel. Very interesting videos. Thank you. Where are you from? Nasfura says, this plagiarism controversy has also reached abroad. Most reviewers are talking about that now. Okay. I hope they understand what the truth is. Your song explanation video of Kantara is outstanding. Please keep making videos of this. Yeah, I plan to. Ashok Gazula. Not sure how many North Indians are aware. At one point, the Tamil, Telugu, Kannada film industries were quite unified. Okay. Talent could speak all three languages and films were shot to be released in all three. Right.
एक्टिंग इतनी जबरदस्त की है, डायरेक्शन उसका है, राइटिंग उसकी है,
और ये अपने क्षेत्र के बारे में बात कर रहा है.
और जी कैसे कर सकता है एक व्यक्ति यार ऐसे काम?
He is brilliant. I'm telling you. इसने आमिर खान को बेकार साबित कर दिया है.
कोई भी हो,
कोई भी नहीं है. कमल हासन भी नहीं है.
कोई भी नहीं है.
Useless. Around the time when Kamal
Rishabh Shetty, I don't think he realizes what he has achieved with this movie. The repercussions of this movie and the changes in the thought process and changes in what needs to be told in a movie, those ideas have changed so much. The standards have changed so much. I don't think Rishabh Shetty realizes exactly how much he has achieved with this movie. I'm from Karnataka, now watching from Seattle, US. Acha. Seattle is the birthplace of Kurt Cobain, the vocalist of Nirvana, who killed himself when he was 27 years old.
Hassan is making the statement that there was no Hindu dharma around the Chola period. ये ऐसी एक मूवी आ जाती है जो इसको थप्पड़ मार के जा रही है. मणिरत्नम को इसने बेकार कर दिया. I can't think of a single director. I'm telling this bluntly. I believe that Rajamouli is a fantastic director. Big screen का जो spectacle है और जो भावना है ये अच्छी तरह से दर्शा सकता है. लेकिन इस आदमी ने 16 करोड़ में उसको भी स्वाहा कर दिया.
कोई आज के समय में इससे बढ़िया डायरेक्ट.
Yes, I like the Karma song. I listen to it all the time. I listen to it on Spotify.
एक्टर नहीं है, कोई बढ़िया राइटर नहीं है, कोई बढ़िया एक्टर नहीं है.
जो उसने विजुअलाइज किया एंड सी व्हेन ही इज डूइंग सो मेनी थिंग्स, मल्टीटास्किंग कर रहा है, क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा उसके एक्टिंग पे? ये लगेगा कि इसके एक्टिंग में थोड़ा तो प्रभाव पड़ेगा. व्हेन यू बिकम द कैप्टन, आपकी बैटिंग जो है बेकार हो जाती है. दैट्स मोर और लेस द सिचुएशन. बट द लास्ट 40 मिनट्स, स्पेशली द लास्ट 20 मिनट्स, He said, Kamal Hassan, hold my beer. Amir Khan, hold my mic. Brilliant.
सब कुछ खत्म हो गया.
And with such ease, with such effortlessness, I am very confident.
Only yesterday I came to know that I was wondering that even theatre people, which is usually the stronghold of leftists as well in Bengal and Delhi, theatre people should have picked this movie up and promoted it like hell, because this movie is so theatrical. Exactly what you need for theatre acting, that is what has been promoted and exemplified in this movie. They should have talked about this. See, this is what theatre is like, and that basically dance and choreography that has been grasped by Rishabh Shetty so much. Yesterday I found out that those choreographies are done by Raj B. Shetty, the director of Garuda Gamana Vrishabha Vahana.
तो मुंबई में सितंबर 25 को मेरा जो बुक टूर हुआ था, उसके बाद I had a discussion.
Even I haven't seen Raj Shetty movies. Raj Shetty is the director of GGVV, right? And Rakshit Shetty is the director of 777 Charlie.
With Navneet Vyasan of News 18 Shosha. So he knows that I'm a movie buff, so उसने पूछा कि how do you see this playing out on the screen? मैंने कहा that we are going to witness a glorious tussle between a bunch of Bharatiyas and a bunch of wooks. And I'm, as a movie buff as well as a fan of this Indic movement, I want to see this. Kantara has given me all the ammunition I need. कि मारो, ये है movie.
Yeah, leftists have always said the personal is the political. Everything should be political. All movies should have a political message and should talk about some social evils and stuff. That is what Kantara has done. Why are you pissed off with it now?
Anyone who says that left के पास brilliance है, movie ऐसे
Right.
बनाई जाती है, this is it.
Right.
And he has proven that the native earthy Bharatiya's presence and his conviction can do wonders on the big screen. And the best part is,
Okay, Rakshit Shetty produced it. Who's the director of 777 Charlie then? Anyone from the Shetty trio?
he has not literally made it a chiseled body नहीं बनाया है. थोड़ा beef up किया है.
जैसा होता है
ऊपर, and he still has the lower belly fat, वो सब है.
Yes, Rishabh Shetty has that body because that's a functional strength body. When you have functional strength, you don't care about body fat, okay? You'll have some layer of fat, but inside that, you'll have proper strength. If you see power lifters, Olympic lifters, do they have a body like John Abraham? Not even many Olympic wrestlers have a body like John Abraham. They only have a body like that on the day of the fight because they have cut their weight from a higher weight category to fight on that day. Otherwise, chiseled body like John Abraham is not what actually strength looks like. And that's something Rajamouli has also followed in Bahubali. Because even with RRR, but if you see in Bahubali, the guys standing around them when he's picking up the shivling and stuff, all those guys are gigantic, but their chest muscles are distinct here, but there's no distinct abs. Those are the kinds of physics you get when you eat a lot healthy food and you do only functional strength. You use a mukdar for workouts.
Confidently he's portrayed this entire movie. Not an iota of self-consciousness. And in all his interviews, he's worn a shirt and he's worn a veshti, dhoti. He's gone to all his interviews in a veshti. I said, fantastic, man. Single-handedly, and I watched it in Hindi in the place I live. Audiences were like, this is the Hindi audience. This is supposed to be the so-called deracinated audience.
मेरा वो एक मीटर बन गया है कि ये
जो
क्योंकि
भी
कुछ
इसमें
लोग
react
थे
कर रहा है।
क्योंकि कुछ लोग थे वहाँ पे जहाँ पे मैं देख रहा था
जी।
कि वहाँ पे कह रहे थे यार ये क्या मूवी थी, मतलब थोड़ा उस तरीके से बोले. मैं कहा हाँ ये पक्का डीरेसिनेटेड है. अब मेरा ये हो गया है कि ये जिसको भी ये मूवी पसंद है वो एक नंबर का डीरेसिनेटेड है.
लिटमस टेस्ट हो गया
Right.
और कोई आइडियोलॉजिकल फिल्टर नहीं चाहिए.
Some people were laughing. 2-3 बच्चे हंस रहे थे. But there were equally others. They said हिला के रख दिया. And they're not just impacted on.
Yes, Hila Ke Rakh De is the impact I saw everyone had when they came out of the theatre. No one was talking much, or they were talking saying things like, what did we just watch? And that's kind of on the same level of the impact that Kashmir Files had, although it's a different topic altogether. But after watching Kashmir Files, the entire theatre had pin drop silence. And let me check out some comments again. Sai Deepak has not seen Raj Shetty movie yet. Yes, neither have I. Okay. Karma song is a high deep meaning song. It may take to depression level. Yeah, I wish I understood the lyrics. It played in Guruvat, right, and jail scene, Kannada meaning, yeah. Raj Shetty has made Garuda Gramana, Rishabhana, right. Enjoying checking you, age 56 male. Thank you, sir. Checking out after a long day of work in a small town in Illinois, USA near St. Louis. Okay. Love your passion, great insight. Keep cleansing our mind and soul. Thank you. Rakshit himself. Bhai, what are you smoking? मुझे भी try करना है. It's a vape from some company. I got it online. But for this movie, one of the Assami trainer, gym trainer, given and toned Rishabh body. Yeah, but he didn't tone it up to John Abraham levels because he knows that that is not realistic. He may not know the nuances of different kinds of strength training, fitness training, but he told his trainer that give me that kind of a body. Don't give me a body like John Abraham. That is Rishabh Shetty's brilliance and research.
On the artistic brilliance.
20 मिनट जो आखिरी के 20 मिनट है ना, वो तो कोई भी पसंद कर सकता है, जिसको मतलब जिसको कोई मतलब नहीं है हिंदुत्व से, हिंदू धर्म से कोई मतलब नहीं है, वो भी कर सकता है. बट द ब्रिलियंस इज थ्रू आउट दैट मूवी. म्यूजिक क्या था, मतलब कोई पैरेलल है ही नहीं.
See, the some people were like, अरे ये beat.
Let the ad go on. Let's check out that Bengali director who has studied filmmaking in Prague Film Institute. Let's check out his review of Kantara if you all don't know about it yet. Okay, wait, my share screen is hiding behind this. Hold on. Why can't I find his profile? He's a very good director. I've seen his movies. I really liked his work, but he has been unfairly critical of Kantara. So he says, either my cinematic taste and sense has gone down the drain, or this is an unabashed mockery of anyone's intelligence. And yes, I wanted to comment that yes, your cinematic taste has gone down the drain, but I didn't want to get into a comment section battle. A film so poorly made, so regressive and banal and dated. Remember, Abhijit Basu is a pretty educated filmmaker. He has directed many great movies, short films. He has worked with Pankaj Tripathi, Adil Hussain. All his movies go to the biggest film festivals. He has been to Cannes Film Festival countless times. At least twice, I think. Films so poorly made. So this is my problem with the leftist criticism of Kantara. They are saying that this film is poorly made just because they hate the content of it. But we have never said, the Indic Wing has never said that leftist movies are poorly made. We have said that we don't disagree with the things they are propagating. But we have never said that their movies are poorly made. They are saying that even the filmmaking style, filmmaking technicalities of Kantara is also bad. That is why their criticism is unfair and basically a lie. This is so regressive. Regressive because Rishabh Shetty's character did not kick out a deity, his idols, and became an atheist and solved his problems. That's why he thinks this is regressive. And banal and dated. I don't know why this is dated. Okay, dated because now people are supposed to become atheists. People were believers in the past. That's why it's dated. It's absolutely baffling how it's garnering all those praises. If it did not garner those praises, and if the Hindutva crowd didn't pick this up, they would say that, yeah, this is unfairly underrated movie. People should appreciate good cinema. The money is still fine. India has always managed to turn poorly made films into blockbusters historically. Yeah, he's comparing this with Rishabh Shetty and Shah Rukh Khan. Rohit Shetty and Shah Rukh Khan kind of movies. But what about the film critics? Yes, all film critics are stupid. Only he understands the movies. What has gotten into them? P.S. I watched the Hindi dubbed version, the only version playing in Calcutta. Let's get back to Sai Deepak.
उससे जिसको भी जो भी सीख लेनी है सीख लेते बैठे के इसको कंबाइन जो किया है, मैसेज भी उसने विदाउट बीइंग प्रीची इसको डिलीवर किया है. So this film critic Gore was basically telling this about Rajamouli, that they are interested in showing a movie, and उससे जिसको भी जो भी सीख लेनी है सीख लेते बैठे. हम बैठ के उसको एक avant-garde मूवी नहीं बनाएंगे जहाँ पे आपको लेक्चर देना पड़े, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
Aviru Basu makes avant-garde lecture देने वाला movie, but they are very well made movies, especially his first short film. It's on YouTube. I don't remember the name. Juliet and Kolkata or something like that. That went to Cannes Film Festival. Okay, let's answer some questions again. But for this movie, Asami Trainer, you might not realize it, but your musical analysis of Varaharupam plagiarism will go a long way in defeating the leftists who are hiding behind that argument to attack Kantara success. Yes, they are doing it dishonestly. If anyone's a musician, not a music fan, a musician technically, they know this. They only want to portray this as a fight between David and Goliath, the underdog fighting the big giant movie industry. First of all, Kannada industry is not the gigantic industry of the country. It's a 16 crore budget movie. Secondly, it's by a new production house, Hombole Films. Who are they fighting? Who are these giants they think they are fighting? And especially the band. In my plagiarism video, I said that people who have a basically informed opinion of this are people who have worked both with metal and Indian classical. But the band itself knows metal and classical. That's why their accusation is very dishonest. Will you be preparing for UPSC? We need more Indic IAS officers and diplomats. Any plans in future? A senior IAS officer said that more than 80% IAS, diplomats and judiciary is leftist in alignment. Yes, and the syllabus is still that way, even to this day. Sanjay Dikshit has spoken about this repeatedly. Even the syllabus is that, and you have to actually write leftist answers, otherwise you won't even get into the system. But I'm 31 years old and music composer, arranger, background score composer, and I like reading books, and now I have a YouTube channel, so I can't get into those things. Use Brave if you can to skip ads, for a seamless viewing experience. I actually have a different YouTube account where I have it subscribed, so this one I don't have a subscription, so that's why the ads are coming up. LMFAO, who is this guy? This guy is a very famous art film director, the Basu. Yo. अरे लाइट या गमी आ गया. फर्स्ट लाइन कमड़ा कल्लनु येदे विदा मन जुना बेरलिन गायवु मायदु. काम के पत्थर को टकराया मनुज का, उंगली का गाँव की निशान मिटेगा नहीं. ओके. Guruva's death cannot. Okay. Well, the best answer to Abhirup Basu be to let the audience be the judge of it, and the audience through its response has passed their judgment. The collective intelligence of audience is supreme. No, Ankush Kumar. Abhirup Basu would say that collective intelligence also had made all bullshit Bollywood movies super hits, Rohit Shetty movies, Shah Rukh Khan comedy action movies, those kind of things. That is Abhirup Basu's argument. He's saying that this is also a hit because of those kind of audiences.
That is the unassuming style of depiction that Rajamouli as well as now Rishabh Shetty has actually done. But let me say this. I am so happy. I am very, very happy that the resurgence on this front is coming from the south. I am being blunt here. Okay, I'm very happy.
हम भी जागेंगे.
I'll tell you why. क्योंकि इससे जो नॉर्थ साउथ का जो डिवाइड है ये कम होगा. Movies are going to do this. And
the manufactured divide.
Exactly, the manufactured divide will go down, and movies are doing this. It's not a lecturer doing this. It's not a book doing this. The best part is, जो भी इस मूवी को देख रहा है, a lot of people are saying, यार मैं इसको कन्नड़ा में देखना चाहता हूँ. अभी कोई कन्नड़ नहीं कह रहा है. कन्नड़ नहीं कह रहा है. वो कन्नड़ा में देखूंगा and with subtitles. They're watching it.
Yes.
So those idiots who keeps.
Yeah, I also thought I'll watch it in Kannada once because of the songs, but I thought that there are so many dialogues, they are speaking so fast, I'll miss all those, so I'll have to watch it with subtitles and I'll miss all the cinematography, and I'll go on reading subtitle after subtitle. So I decided no, I'll watch it in Hindi only. Well, okay, I think this plagiarism business is a means to make some easy money. I don't think easy money, I think they were going for the story or the angle of it, that they are fighting the big guy, but I don't think they were in need for too much money. Because that song had 3 million views, now it has 5 million views because of this. But some extra fame is always great. But as a musician, how could they do it? I'm very surprised.
saying for Bollywood to survive they need Urdu. भाई कन्नड़ा में जो मूवी है बॉलीवुड का बजा के जा रहा है. ओके, सो इट्स अ लेसन टू पीपल who should be part of the Hindi film industry that please take your own language, your own culture seriously. बिहार है, what is this, उत्तर प्रदेश है, इतने सारे प्रांत हैं जहाँ पे हिंदी का फैलाव है, उसके कल्चर को दर्शाओ. हर चीज में आपको जातीय आर्टिकल 15 ढूंढने की जरूरत नहीं है.
Yeah, same sort of a resurgence. There is a potential of that from Bengal as well, because there are so many local rooted cultural stories from Bengal that can be said, and they do make some movies from time to time, but they are all with a leftist angle, because all film directors in Bengal are leftist at the end of the day. They will say they are not leftist. No, I don't believe in left wing, right wing. I don't believe in Marxism. But Marxism has infiltrated their veins so much, they don't even know that they are Marxists, because everyone thinks that I'm not a Marxist because I'm a Trinamool supporter, I defeated CPM. But Trinamool has basically outlefted the CPIM. So Marxism has entered the veins. Hello bro, are you married with a few kids? No, I'm not. How are you? 31, you look like a college student. Because I work out, I'm vegan. I eat a egg once in a while, but I've been vegan since 2015, and I started having an egg once in a while since 2018. I don't touch dairy and I don't touch meat, and I work out, and I do intermittent fasting, and fasting has been shown to have benefits in all religions and cultures all over the world. In Bengali we have a saying that কম খাবি তো বেশি খা, বেশি খাবি তো কম খা, which means that if you want to eat a lot for your entire lifetime, eat less, and if you want to eat less and have a short life, eat a lot right now.
सबसे बढ़िया जो सीन था वो फूकने वाला कि माल अच्छा है या
डायलॉग अच्छा है,
डायलॉग तो
सोच अच्छा है या माल अच्छा है.
That guy who sells the marijuana, that guy is a very interesting character. He always speaks in present tense. Even if he's depicting something from the past, he's saying that is happening, that guy is walking. That was very funny. The song has over 6.2 million views. Double the view. Yeah, अब तो हाँ थोड़ा पैसा तो अच्छा मिला है उस व्यूज़ के वजह से. You can still prepare for IAS for OBC age relaxation is up to 35. I'm not OBC. See, people with the surname Shaha, they are scheduled castes only if they didn't come from Bangladesh. Bangladeshi immigrant Shahas are not OBC. They are from the general category. They have all these random things. I'm a general category guy. Most aspirants crack exam every year past 30 age. Only 1 year of dedicated preparation is enough. Oh, ठीक है, मेरा अभी तो इतना कुछ है. I'm also very disappointed that musicians did that thing, trying to get an injection that will halt screening and hence profits. But are they following it? They still have Varaharupam everywhere. What is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is doing fast. You can do intermittent fasting every day, but it's best to do alternative days or once or twice a week, where you don't eat anything above 5 calories. You drink anything you want, not sugary drinks. That is black coffee, green tea, anything without sugar or water. But you don't consume anything significant more than 5 calories for at least 16 hours. When you are at 16 hours, your body goes into the fasted state. Otherwise, when you stay unfed or you don't eat anything for 12-13 hours, you actually accumulate more fat, because your body gets the message that, okay, this guy is not getting any food, save some fat so that he stays alive. But when you enter the 16, 17, 18 hour, 20 hour fasts, that's when your body feels that, okay, there's no more energy for this guy to burn. So burn all the fat and give him some energy to stay alive. And that's how all your fat gets burnt, first of all. And your body stays young and you look younger because your cells rejuvenate faster. And your brain doesn't have to process food all the time, because your brain has to process so many information. You have to decide, your brain has to decide, okay, that is the texture of the food, that is the taste. So if you eat all day long, your brain is always tired processing those information. You don't have time for processing other significant things. And if you want to listen to very significant ideas on intermittent fasting, you should check out Joe Rogan's episodes on intermittent fasting. There are plenty of MMA fighters, athletes who come and discuss intermittent fasting. Most significant is a professor of genetics from Harvard Medical School. He has also spoken about intermittent fasting on Joe Rogan's podcast for about 2.5 hours. Okay. थर्ड लाइन अंदर को मिटाने के लिए जलाया दीप, सारा गांव तो ज्वलित करने जैसा हो गया ना. अच्छा. I feel throughout India there are many traditional customs. I hope to get to see all those interesting stories. But if a leftist makes those stories, they will also make it about Hindu versus Dalit, or capitalism versus Marxism. They are going to, and atheism versus believers. Those are the only angles they'll approach. Pracham and Sanjay Dikshit making a new documentary about IS problem. Yeah. White Sahib. Khajuraho temple is the biggest slap on Islamic culture. अरे ठीक है भाई, उसको नहीं करने. Okay, another question. Are you not worried about the rapidly failing TFR, especially among the Bengali Hindus? You could be seeing the end of the Bengali identity with people that have a foreign identity. Yeah. Bengali villagers are still not that much affected by the following reproductive rates. It's the Bengali upper middle class, the so-called Bengali Marxist liberals, that race, that particular kind of people will be extinct in another 100 or 150 years. They say all the time that, see, the world is filled with bad people and you should not have kids because there are so many bad people in the world, but they are leaving the world to the people who they think are bad because everyone else is having 5 kids, 6 kids, 7 kids. Overall, Hindus are going to have a problem, but Bengali Hindu upper middle class liberals and Marxists are the first ones who are going to go extinct.
और उसके बाद जब वो जाता है ना वहाँ पे उसमें फॉरेस्ट में, जब वो रेवलेशन होता है, उसके बाद जब लड़ाई शुरू होती है वो वहीं पे खड़ा रहता है, सब लोग लड़ रहे हैं. आई थिंक मैं सोचता रहा कि ये ऐसा क्यों है. मतलब अगर नॉर्मल मूवी होती ना जिसको मतलब थोड़ा सटलिटी नहीं दिखाना है तो पहले सबसे पहले वो दौड़ेगा मारने के लिए, बट ही स्टिल एब्जॉर्बिंग द फैक्ट दैट ही इज, मतलब मैं
the forest has spoken to him.
Forest has spoken to him and he's not going to be there.
Correct.
He's going to, his life is going to be changed forever.
I think so. He goes to the forest. वो वापस आके पुलिसमैन से क्या कहता है? मेरे बाद मेरे लोगों की रक्षा आप करेंगे. So he knows exactly what's going to happen. So I think it's still taking him time to digest what is happening.
Right.
वो जानता है कि इसके बाद this is going to happen. But the most poignant part of the movie, when he meets his father in the end. Very that sequence, and what an acting. ये almost कथकली के dancer की तरह इसका जो expression होता है as a dancer, the way he sees, it's not a normal person laughing, it's actually like a daiva who is laughing and smiling and rejoicing.
I had something to say about the Daiva's laugh and smile. When Rishabh Shetty's character's father is the Daiva, and during that first Kola, when that in 1970 storyline, when that prince basically speaks in a bad way to him, that entire time the expression and the tone of that version of Daiva, that is very significant. He is never pissed off or sad or angry. He is laughing sarcastically the entire conversation. He's saying, okay, you are doing this, you are speaking like that to me, see what happens to you. That was very significant. How many do you plan to make? We are thinking of 5 at least. I'm 31 years old, not even married right now. So there's no way I can have 5 kids. And because if you have kids when you are 38 and 40, even those ages, that's going to be a problem even for the person who I'll marry and for the kids themselves. Must read the book Raja Yoga Sutras by Maharshi Patanjali. Wait, where did that comment go? अरे डिलीट कर दिया क्या comment?
Realizing the fact that he's finally met his father.
Yeah.
क्योंकि बच्चा अपने बाप को ओझल होते हुए देखता है, फाइनली मिल जाता है पिता, तो ये कैसे रिएक्ट कर रहे हैं? That portion, more than the गुलिगा sequence, riveted most people saying कैसे एंड किया मूवी को. मुझे लगता है इसने वहां पे सीक्वल का बीट छोड़ दिया है.
End of the movie is so much of an impact. He swings the sword this way, the scene cuts off, and in the Kantara, that line, there's a line of fire that goes away, goes from left to right, exactly in the angle of the sword. That gives such an impact to you. And of course, there are some open-ended things that they have left for the sequel. I think they did not decided beforehand. They thought that okay, let's make a standalone movie. If it's a hit, we'll make a sequel. That's why Rishabh Shetty said just when the Hindi version released, he was asked that are you planning to make a sequel? He said no comments. So they are going to make, I think, one.
हाँ, क्योंकि अब तो रिटरेशन हो सकता है ना,
हो सकता है
और अभी तो बच्चा तो हो ही गया तो
exactly that's what they leave it at. No,
yes,
and what is the final question from
but
this?
honestly I don't want it like
See, the point is ये बार इतना हाई हो
हो चुका है, दिक्कत
you
है.
shouldn't actually try to touch it,
हाँ.
but Rishabh Shetty has done this, so we'll see.
Okay, this.
नमस्ते भ्राता, क्या सब?
नमस्ते रिहान, all well, आप कैसे हैं?
बस बढ़िया.
Let
आपकी
me close
पुस्तक
this.
काफी समय.
Okay, let's see some questions. Must read the book Raja Yoga Sutras by Maharshi Patanjali, translated and explained by Swami Jyotirmayananda. It's available on BOK and Library Genesis. Okay. Would you prefer local Hindutva Rashtaniti movement than the current RSS BJP ones, because they do some BS like same DNA? We must remember Pandavas and Kauravas were also same DNA. See, these are very conceptual and academic discussions and arguments which is not going to work on the ground level, especially in very Marxist oriented states like Tamil Nadu and Bengal. So first and foremost, let BJP do its job in whatever the way they can. They know ground level politics inside out. So first let them come to power, then we'll think the conceptual levels. By the way, they tell the history in Bhutakola. They tell if there is any dosha of past that needs to be rectified. Worshipping Panjuli Daiva is basically you connecting your ancestors as well. Okay guys, so we'll end this live stream. Thanks for staying up in the middle of the week, so late into the night. I'll take few more questions, but we'll keep some for the next day as well. Fourth line karma song. Dharp samay mein pehen phool ki mala mala kal sara phool gir ke pash hang rope banega na. Okay. View as MRS Muslim Rashtriya Sangh. Yeah, see, I only have disagreements with them on conceptual level, but whatever they are doing, they have seen success, right? See, entire Northeast today, how is BJP in power in those states? Because of decades of RSS's hard work in those ground level tough hard works. See, all of us have so many anonymous accounts for various reasons, and I'm not criticizing anyone who has anonymous accounts. Even my channel is called College Street Kolkata and it doesn't have my name. So, but we are afraid to have our real name and identity most of the time discussing these things on even when we are on YouTube and Twitter. And these guys have been on ground level workers on these enemy territory, so to speak, and they are getting results. So let's have some faith on them for some more years. Will you take interview of JSD? Yeah, many people have asked me this. The only problem is that first problem is that I stay awake in the night, in the middle of the night. My sleep schedule is like that. Second problem is I don't know what will I ask JSD. I don't have any questions. I like him. I agree with him so much. So I'm thinking of doing it maybe when I have even more subscribers, and maybe when I can think of some Bengal specific conversation. Otherwise, there's no point in bringing him and asking the same questions that everyone else asks. And besides, Sai Deepak has said that he'll come to Kolkata by the end of the year. So maybe I'll ask some questions to him from the live audience as well. Okay. So goodbye guys. Good night. Dude, get married. Even my partner is younger than me, and please, let's see. Any date on when you will watch GGVV? Not sure. I'll watch it with my girlfriend. I think in December or January. Right now, she left her headphone at her Didi's place. So when she gets the headphones back, we'll watch it as a screen sharing on Google Meet from her Amazon Prime account, and we'll watch it together. That's what I'm waiting for. That will happen in December or January. But before that, I'll do the review of the songs. Nisharshar basically, yeah. Because my room is not soundproof, and basically you can do work better in music when it's the night time. That just works. Okay, good night guys. I'll end the stream now. See you in other videos and other live streams. Thank you for staying up and listening to this.